Jane, I know that around the water cooler, insurance talk is not the happiest talk, right? I mean, it's confusing and it's difficult to understand. And you carry auto, life, home. Let's talk specifically about home insurance.
Okay, I'd love to. Home insurance is probably one of the most important things that you're going to purchase. Being in insurance sales, I take real personal feelings because we're insuring your family, we're insuring your automobile, and we're insuring your home. And those are the three biggest purchases that people make.
Well, and they're so dear to our heart. I mean, you talk about family and your home, that's everything. And you can help us understand how to cover it the best.
Okay. Well, home insurance is a little different because you have a policy that has the dwelling amount, and then there's a percentage of the dwelling amount that covers your personal property inside. When you purchase a home, and say, Laura, you bought a home for $200,000 and you had $100,000 down, the bank only cares about the $100,000 that they are borrowing you. And so that's all they care about. But you bought it for $200,000, and that $200,000 includes your land. Well, the land isn't going to go anywhere if you have a fire. So it's my job to figure out if and when you have a catastrophe that we have you insured properly. So what we would do is we would take your appraisal and the value of the homes around you, and we get a figure of what your home's worth. And so every year you have a cost of living index. And so if you bought it for $200,000, okay, and you owe $200,000, we know right then that that $200,000 includes the land, so it's not going anywhere. So we would have to still insure it for the $200,000 because the bank has to have the loan covered. So it's kind of technical, but your home covers fire, theft, wind, hail, and vandalism. And also on the policy, there's a coverage for medical. So if someone comes to your home and they get hurt and you were negligent, your policy would cover them for a medical injury. And then if they sued you because of that injury, you have liability to protect you against someone being sued.
That is interesting. I didn't realize that was all included in the home, because accidents happen at your home, and I think that if you have a fire and the devastation of that alone, and then to top it off if you didn't have insurance.
I know. It's really hard. And you know, most of us never have anything that happens. We may have a wind, we may have a flood, you know, a small flood. Now, I wanted to talk to you about that because flood insurance is excluded, okay, as well as earthquake. Now, if you have a flood and it's caused by a sudden burst of a pipe inside your home, it's covered. But if it's outside water coming in, it's not covered. So it's a very fine line.
Well, and I think that just coming in and talking to you and having those things explained to us, because then there's not going to be any surprises later on down the road. Okay, so really bring in your policy and let you compare if you have one right now, and let you walk through that and see if you can save some money?
Yeah. Well, what I can actually do, if you just call me at 753-1923, and you get your policy, you just read me your dwelling, your coverages, and I can compare, you know, apple to apple. Because the whole thing is you want to first compare apple to apple, and then I can go through and explain additions or different things that you may need. You just need to remember that your liability, all right, is enormous. It's so important. To increase your liability from $100,000 to, say, $300,000 is approximately $40 a year.
Oh, that's so cheap.
I know, and people just don't realize it. And it protects you, Laura, against someone suing you. And it may never happen, but you know what? For the amount of money, you need to understand.
Absolutely. Well, $40 additional a year is nothing in comparison for what comfort that can bring in case that happens to us. So you're located at?
I'm located at 580 North Main. We're on the second floor, and I've been in business for 25 years, and I really enjoy what I do, and I love what I do, and I would please call me and let me compare your policy, and let me just see if I can help you.
Well, like it says for Allstate, you're in good hands. Well, you really are in good hands with Jane. She is so personable and so honest and good to deal with. We just absolutely love you here in the Valley. So thanks so much, Jane.
Thank you.